expert's direct examination should proceed from a script, but the testimony must not appear scripted. My suggestion, as an experienced expert witness, is that the expert and the lawyer should jointly prepare the most effective way to present your analysis to a group of listeners who are not technically oriented. Knowing that expert witness testimony has to be presented in question and answer format, the expert should then reduce the proposed testimony to a question and answer format and propose the script to the examining lawyer for collaboration in the preparation phase. Now, some authorities say it's never a good idea to have the expert write the direct examination questions, but I respectfully disagree. A competent expert should know the most effective way to break down the analysis into a simplified form so it can be explained to non-technical people. A less experienced litigation lawyer needs your help, and an experienced lawyer will want to hear your input. So don't be shy about proposing a script of your testimony for consideration by your lawyer. Offer your script to the lawyer as a proposal only, deferring to him or her as the quarterback. But I always find lawyers grateful for the help. The expert witness is a teacher, the soloist, and the lawyer is the conductor of the orchestra. Sometimes the lawyer is very experienced in the courtroom, and other times not so experienced. Don't hesitate to assert yourself in proposing a script to your lawyer in the preparation phase. Lawyers are juggling the preparation of many issues for trial, and they're always welcoming of your input. When developing the script, always begin your foundational expert testimony with the question, "What are you here to testify about today, Dr. Smith?" Don't start with, "Where did you get your degree?" or other background information, because the jury needs to know why you are there before they hear your qualifications. Your foundational questions should allow for a logical presentation of your background, education, and experience, ensuring that your presentation isn't too pompous or self-serving, and structuring it so the lawyer has to drag it out of you a little bit. You don't want to be pontificating about how great you are as soon as you get on the witness stand. That's a turnoff to the listener. Next, you want questions that emphasize your humanity. For instance, the question, "Give me an example of what you do in a day or a week," or an example of the typical case you're involved in. Again, you're designing the questions. Give your lawyer some help here. Next, always affirmatively deflect any possible weaknesses in your experience. Questions like, "How many times have you done this type of analysis before?" Or, "You're being paid for your services today, aren't you?" Or, "How much are you being paid per hour?" Again, you are proposing these questions to your lawyer in a draft script of your testimony. Of course, you want to discuss and agree with your lawyer about all the major points of your direct examination. At the end of the foundational questions and answers, include a question for the lawyer to ask the judge to rule that the witness is legally qualified to testify as an expert on the question of X. It's beneficial to get this confirmation from the judge. In the main part of the expert's testimony, the expert should design questions for the lawyer to ask to take the expert through the analysis one step at a time. This scripting of expert testimony provides the opportunity for both the lawyer and the expert to think through the logical presentation of the testimony. The scripted questions should ensure that the lawyer is leading the expert to the next logical step of the analysis, while letting the expert explain what she has done. The lawyer's questions should be open questions, leading the expert to an important area of the analysis and allowing the expert to narratively explain that part of the analysis. The lawyer's questions shouldn't be closed questions, those that restrict the witness to yes or no answers. Closed questions are not helpful on direct examination because they limit the expert's explanation. The proposed script should also be designed to wrap up sub-steps of the expert's analysis, asking for conclusions at the end of each underlying step of the analysis. The script should provide clear transitions between the steps of the expert's analysis, so the listener has a good understanding that the testimony is moving from step 1 to step 2 to step 3. The lawyer and the expert should plan to keep the testimony at a high level. That allows the expert to explain larger, logical steps of the analysis with conclusions as the testimony proceeds. Don't drill down too deeply into the minutiae of the expert's analysis. In any area of possible weakness in the expert's analysis, the script should include some questions about the weakness. For example, propose a question or two about why this step couldn't be perfectly performed, or some other alleged imperfection. Ask the expert to explain what he did to compensate for this alleged or perceived weakness. Ask why the expert is comfortable with the overall analysis despite this alleged weakness. This technique covers the concept of deflecting your weaknesses on direct, and it's critically important to deal with any alleged weakness in the affirmative on direct exam and present the reasoning on how the expert has considered the alleged weakness and incorporated it into the analysis and final conclusion. Do not ignore weaknesses in any part of your analysis on direct examination. If you do, you'll certainly hear about them on cross, and you'll be forced to deal with them in a defensive posture. 2 final procedural points regarding the script of your testimony. Don't prepare the proposed script of your testimony before your deposition, or you'll have to produce it to the opposition at your deposition. And finally, don't take a copy of the script to the witness stand on the day of your testimony. Just use it to prepare for your expert testimony. Know the answers to the questions that you have given the lawyer. In the next video, we'll discuss strategies and tactics for successful presentation of expert witness testimony in the courtroom.
Brian Peter Brinig is an adjunct professor at the University of San Diego School of Law and managing director of the forensic consulting group of CBIZ, a national financial services firm. The strategies and tactics presented in this video presentation are discussed in complete detail in his treatise, Mastering the Art of Expert Witness Testimony, which is available by scanning the QR code on the screen or on Amazon. Professor Brinig is available for continuing education presentations and speaking engagements to professional groups.